We've just been hearing from Nicola Sturgeon saying that this isn't a grown-up conversation. Should we have one about what is happening with public health in this part of the northwest in Scotland and why we've got to this position of almost accusations flying across the border?
You know, a conversation would be nice if the Scottish Government had picked up the phone, because they've changed the policy, and that has impacted on people here. So I think Nicola Sturgeon saying I should pick up the phone. Well, I'm more than happy to, but shouldn't they have picked up the phone before they did this? I want to hear from her how this can be fair. So today, for instance, Bolton has a significantly lower case rate than Dundee. Bolton is under this travel ban, Dundee is not. So I think we need an explanation from the Scottish Government. What are the criteria that are being used here to introduce these decisions? And is there going to be any support for individuals affected? I've had emails over the weekend from residents of Greater Manchester who are thousands of pounds out of pocket as a result of these changes.
The Scottish Government have said this is a sensible, proactive decision to ensure that those variants are suppressed as much as possible, and they can see the data here in the northwest of England, and those particular hotspots are the ones that they've identified. You just don't accept it.
Well, make it consistent then. If there's a clear, consistent policy, it should apply equally to any cities in this position. So if Bolton is under a travel ban with cases under 300, then certainly Dundee should be in one with cases over 300. I'm not against taking action to protect people's health. I just want to be assured that it's fair and being consistently applied across all areas. And I have to say, make sure it's proportionate. So a couple who've emailed me have both double jabbed, and they were going to book, a holiday in the Scottish countryside. Is that proportionate to say that they can't go? I personally don't think it is. I don't think the policy has been properly thought through. And I think the government in Scotland owes it to people here to tell us what are the criteria. Why a ban still in place when cases are lower in Bolton? And how long will the ban be in place here on city centre Manchester and Salford? The First Minister takes to the stage on Friday with no warning to anybody and announces that the UK's second city is going under a travel ban. Well, that has an impact. People hear that statement being made. It has an impact beyond just Scottish visitors coming. People around the world will think, what's happening in Manchester? It's very discourteous, not to me, to the people of Greater Manchester, for this to be done in this way, in a quite a high-handed way, without any explanation or any, as I said, any compensation for the loss that people are suffering.
I think I know the answer to this question, but is this about your posturing and political ambition?
I just think she's insulting people here who are emailing me because I'm speaking up for them, to kind of make it all as though that, it's all about politics, and none of this is real. Well, I'll send the First Minister the emails that I've had, and then maybe she will see that it's real. And the SNP are always the first, aren't they? Always the first to say, the Westminster government has just done something to us, it didn't speak to us, and it's not fair. Well, we're a devolved administration too here in Greater Manchester. I was elected by an electorate that covers 2.8 million people. We have a measure of devolution from Westminster. You would expect there to be an understanding of that from the Scottish Government, but it just feels to me, and particularly with this response that it's all about politics, they're treating the north of England with the same contempt that the UK government treats the north of England. I speak out about that when it's the UK government doing it, but I'm not going to not speak out about it when it's the Scottish government that does the same.
I mentioned to our viewers that you were launching an environmental initiative today, a clean air zone for Greater Manchester. Just outline the bullet points of what you're trying to achieve.
Well, from May 30th next year, all 10 boroughs of Greater Manchester will become part of the country's largest clean air zone. But unlike the scheme in Birmingham, it will not include private cars. And it is not a congestion charge, because once people have got a clean vehicle, there is no charge. What we've done, though, is we've worked with the government, and thank you to them for helping us with more financial support. We can now offer people more time to change, more money to change their vehicle, and we think we can do this without a single job or business being lost. But coming out of the pandemic, we've got to get more serious about health. We can't tolerate things that we tolerated before, such as road pollution, that is harmful to the health of the residents of Greater Manchester. It is time now to embrace change, but as we bring in a clean air zone, we're going to use it as a catalyst to change public transport in Greater Manchester, putting our buses under public control, integrating them with trams, a new bike hire scheme with e-bikes coming in today, all of it integrated into one system called the B Network. It's an exciting vision for our city region.